Hold on. We can actually make a 5/5 here. If we drop Lord Skitter's Blessing, we actually have a play here. +1 on Pixie. Lord Skitter, Wicked Roll. Wicked Roll, +1/+1 on Pixie. Now, our Pixie's going to be a 5/5. If they don't have a kill spell, oh, they're going to take Cecil. Here with the Lord Skitter's Blessing, they have no priority. Optimistic Scavenger. Oh, just enough. Let's go. I would prefer something a little bit faster. I'm going to keep this. We don't know what we're playing against, obviously. 1 or 2 drop creature, though, so we'll see. Cecil the Dark Knight, sure. There you go. You ask and you shall receive. Let's go for Spiteful Hex Mage, obviously. Forgotten little gem here. Now, we'll let you have that. Still don't know if it's Cecil or Cecil. Call it the Dark Knight. Ooh, Tiny Bones. Tiny Bones is actually kind of annoying. Ooh, this is actually really annoying. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, I'm going to have to just peel off a Shelter by Ghost on the Tiny Bones then. Because I have to keep my Hex Mage around for Braids to sacrifice the roll. I can't block the Death Toucher. So yeah, we actually have to do this onto Tiny Bones because they'll take my Nowhere to Run. Damn it. Alright. Yeah, they would have taken my Nowhere to Run and then killed the Hex Mage, like. So kind of put in a weird spot here. Fortunately, we do have the Lord Skitter's Blessing, and this is just a shout out. I mean, you know what? Like, I know Final Fantasy is kind of all the rage right now. So is Monstrous Rage, pun kind of intended, but that's a nice little swap here, and then we'll start drawing. I don't know, man. Just as far as the channel goes, what you can run, like what you can actually run in this meta is so like narrow and still remain competitive that like I just am not super worried about having like everything be Final Fantasy oriented. I think I've already made like, you know, like 10-ish brews with Final Fantasy cards, and it's been fun, but I'm not super worried about making every single deck super Final Fantasy oriented anymore. Like, we gotta remain competitive. So if they're not gonna print out good cards and make, you know, Core Steel Cutter decks and Mice decks, this is what we're gonna have to do to stay competitive and still have kind of some fun here. So I think this is pretty good though. Give a little shout out to the Skitter's Blessing. I think you could probably make a case to keep this because we're on the draw, but I'm gonna mulligan this. Two white sources. I'm actually, I mean, you know, you're running a few basics. I forgot, maybe like 3. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm gonna be stubborn here, and we're just gonna keep this. I know this is probably really bad, but if we are on the draw, if we top deck into a land, we go for Dark Confidant. Worst top deck, probably. That's okay. I'm gonna go for Dreams before I go for a cut down. Alright, no more. They can't duress like a permanent removal spell like last game, so let's go for the Dark Confidant. We'll let you have the Tiny Bones, and then we can cut down the Cecil, whatever. If we top deck into a land, well, yeah, never mind. You know, we'll figure out a way, maybe. Son of a bitch. All right. Cannot really go too much longer with that. But if we do top deck into a land, we can go into for Dark. Okay. Oof, okay. I think it's really only Dark Confidant. It's either that or a Scavenger. Like, no, come on. It's just gotta be Dark Confidant. And we're not super low on life here. So unless they cut me down, don't cut me down. They just, well, same difference. Okay. At least they're kind of out of tricks at this point. Or out of gas, whatever the hell you want to call it. Yeah, not looking good here. Not looking great. I think our only play is go for Scavenger into the Hopeless Nightmare. I guess there's a... it's not looking good here. We're gonna have to take at least one more hit here, and they're gonna have to draw into basically nothing. And there's a lot of ands in this equation, so I can't block. Down to 7. They're gonna flip it. Oh God, how do we win this? I don't know. Hand's okay, I guess. If we go for Pixie first, drop the Hopeless Nightmare, or return and not drop it. Pick it back up. Go for Lord Skitter's Blessing. Hold on. Actually, we can actually make a 5/5 here. If we drop Lord Skitter's Blessing, we create an enchantment, we create a Wicked Roll, and we're going to be able to get bigger than this Cecil. the transform Cecil. Wow, okay, we actually have a play here. Alright. +1 on Pixie. Lord Skitter, Wicked Roll. Wicked Roll +1/+1 on Pixie. Now our Pixie's gonna be a 5/5. Okay, there's like a micro centimeter of a chance land if they just kind of get, if they don't have like a kill spell. If they don't have a kill spell, oh, they're gonna take Cecil. They're gonna YOLO. Well, I'll gladly. So now we block. Now that we got bigger with the Lord Skitter's Blessing, is there? Come on, there's like no way. Come on. They don't flip the Cecil because of the lifelink. We're gonna draw. We get removal. 3 life. All right, Hopeless Nightmare, sure. No priority either. Hold on, can we win? Hold on, no way. No way. Can we win? They don't have any priority. So if I do this, take them down to 9. We have got 8 power on the battlefield. If we clear the board, no way. I think we got it. I think we got it. This is absolutely insane. We were not supposed to win this one at all. Nowhere to run. They don't have any. They don't have it. We have it. They have no priority. Optimistic Scavenger. Oh, just enough. Let's go. All right, let's see if I can kind of get this down. I have I've been testing out things. I've tweaked this deck plenty of times, and I think I kind of got it right where I want it. I have lost a little rank. I think that's okay. Sometimes that's just part of the process. We'll climb back. All right, Duress by Duress, not a big deal. Got a starting town. Let's go for the Verge. It does kind of suck just dropping down a Spiteful Hexmage into nothing, but this isn't a bad enough hand to like really mulligan. So we're kind of combining like what, like the Hexmage and like the Pixie stuff. I mean, the meta is so condensed that it's kind of weird that I'm running like Pixie enchantment-y type of things, and I'm like considering it to be like tier 2, like the underdog and whatnot, which is crazy just because, you know, if it's not red, it's not tier 1. So let's go for Optimistic Scavenger, and I think we'll be a little bit more optimistic here, but I'm not sure what we're playing against here. Go for the throw on an Optimistic Scavenger. That's where we are at in standard. Like, going for something that costs 2, go for the throw. Those types of cards, Bitter Triumph, Shoot the Sheriff, all feel extremely slow and clunky. Yeah, 2 mana value removal spells just feel outrageously clunky. Let's go for the Momentum Breaker. If I'm not going to play anything, we'll go ahead and do this. I am a little bit afraid in games 2s and 3s that they will go in for the Baloth. If you're running green, you might as well. You don't see a whole lot of Pixie, as I was kind of saying, but in general, if you are running green, you should have at least 2 Ballasts in the sideboard just for the Pixie matchup, in my opinion. But now that we got Lord Skitter's Blessing, this is a forgotten gem. Just an absolute forgotten gem of the world. I think we could probably go for Momentum Breaker. Just because, you know, we'll be a little bit more aggressive. I don't think we really need to like push the card draw yet. I think the dream draw would be a land, and then we can go for Shelter by Ghost and then Lord Skitter. Shelly is a problem, but we do have Sheltered, so Skrelv. You know what? We immediately. It is kind of tempting to go for Skrelv and then go for Lord Skitter's Blessing so that we can get Skrelv to unprotect our Nurturing Pixie, but they only have 1 card left in their hand. Now it's kind of likely that they have removal just because we've already seen it go for the throat land. So yeah, we're getting a little greedy here. I think we're gonna be okay. We could have gone for Lord Skitter's Blessing, then no. I think that by the way they're targeting it, yeah, yeah, okay, a Maelstrom Pulse. Okay. So I got greedy. Damn, I got greedy there. I did. Oh, well, there you go. I'd rather be lucky than good. So we're going to do some classic Pixie nonsense and just get rid of the Shelly. And no more problems, huh? So, all right. Sorry. Feel a little dirty about it, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. We're here to win, I guess. Down to 8 we go. Still got a Lord Skitter's Blessing to kind of help the Spiteful Hexmage. I mean, this is definitely not over. Another Skrelv is actually brutal off the top here. Cut Down and Skrelv are both bricks. So what we're going to do is this. Go for Lord Skitter's Blessing. We're going to swap the Hexmages proper. Yeah, well, let's go up to a 4. But they also are going to start gaining life here. We still might be cooked here, so I got to push for damage. I can't just like not. We'll save out on 1 life here with the starting town. We'll go for black, and then we're going to swing in with you. So this is actually not looking very, I don't know. We'll see what we draw with the Lord Skitter. But if they go for Restless Cottage and we can't now. Yeah, I think we're looking okay. But this is not lethal. Like, we don't have them. Hex Mage. 6. That was premature. Yeah, that was definitely premature. I mean, we didn't have that 6 life. I had a scrub, a cut down. I'll take it either way, but that got a little bit bailed out there. So, go for the Hopeless Nightmare. Let's see if they are. If they're running green, they should be running Baloth. I mean, they'd have to have it in their hand anyway, but always a little scary doing that as a Pixie discard deck. So I think we can just roll out the Pixie. If they're not going to be running the Baloth, we just do the Pixie trick. Feels a little dirty, but come on, I'm not even like Monstrous Raging you or Corey Steel Cuttering you, right? Plus, again, if you're playing Golgari, I always play with Ballast in the sideboard for playing Golgari. I even have Wiltleaf Liege in the sideboard. 2 of them in here right now, but let's not focus on what we are not doing. Let's focus on what we are doing. We're looking pretty good here. Alright, so we can just go for Dark. Most of the time, I do prefer Dark Confidant over Lord Skitter's Blessing. That is why we are running 1 more Confidant over... Let's see, there you go. Sometimes it's a little bit better to not. But if we go for Lord Skitter's Blessing on the Hex Mage, they just kill it. Okay. Yeah, looks good enough. I guess we can make this work, right? Come on. Got an Optimistic Scavenger. Sometimes this Optimistic Scavenger can just get absolutely huge. Which is kind of funny. But which one's better, Momentum Breaker or Nowhere to Run? I don't know, so I'm running both. Nurturing Pixie. Yep, that's the $1 million card right here. And again, it just feels super weird that I think we can... Abzan. Alright, let's just go for Momentum Breaker here. We'll be able to pick it up worst case scenario. So we'll get a discard and a +1/+1, so a little bit more pressure. I think this is fine. Okay, not a whole lot of information to go off of right now. This could be, what, Rhino? I got Rhinos or whatever, like Abzan, not Siege Rhino. What's the damn small Rhino? Virtue of Persistence. So I don't know what we're playing against here. Either way, let's go ahead and pick back up our lovely Momentum Breaker, and we'll hopefully see if we can get a little momentum, because we're kind of losing the momentum, if I'm being completely honest. Not exactly the strongest turn 3 play. Alright, I thought this cut down was going to be kind of dead, but I guess not. But I just don't know what we're playing against. Kind of some ramp here. Virtue means they're a bigger deck. Reanimation. Swamp. Okay. Spellbook Vendor. I do like the Spellbook Vendor, man. Pretty cute card. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I mean, if we're just, like, unable to really get anything going, eventually, next turn, we can put a, whatchamacallit, a roll on our Pixie and see if we can scry for a land. What the hell is this? Okay. Search your Death Touch, search your library for a card. Summon Knights around. So I'm assuming they're just trying to, like, reanimate then, right? Okay. Super gross spot here. I guess we'll just put it on... Well, you have Death Touch, right? Yeah, you have Death Touch. So I guess we'll put it on the Pixie and then just swing with the Pixie, I guess. We need a land. Like, this is really not good. Starting to get into that territory where it's like, please help. Please help. I guess we just don't pick up anything, right? I mean, just get a body out. Feels gross. Can't win without lands. That's the thing about that. So now they're playing Overlord. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure what this deck is, but I guess we go for Shelter by Ghosts. And then we're going to set up for another Spellbook Vendor roll, so sure. Spellbook Vendor. This card, I remember this card. This card is like kind of alright. I don't think it's a 4 of for sure, but a 1 or a 2 of from the Spellbook Vendor in this type of deck, I think it's pretty cool. So we have a little bit of a throwback to the Eldraine stuff. I'm gonna put these back. I guess I'm just looking for a land, to be completely honest with you, so that we can double Nowhere to Run or go for Momentum Breaker. I imagine they're gonna be running, what's that one called? Permeation or whatever the hell. Well, here's a new card. Summon Primal Odin. So they're just gonna destroy something. They can't target the shelter. Fortunately, and unfortunately for them, Nowhere to Run just gonna get through this, so yeah. It makes me sad how bad the Final Fantasy cards are. Like, I'm just being real with you. Like, look at that. Like, just a big 6-drop, and just my little 2-drop just kills it so effortlessly. I don't know. I don't say this to be like cocky or I think we're gonna swing with this thing at this point. Let's put a little more pressure on them because we're not gonna win a marathon. And again, I don't say that to be like cocky, like, oh, look at your bad cards. Just being like, damn, it's just crazy how underwhelming Final Fantasy has been in relatively GG's. One land, but you know what? I'm gonna keep this. I didn't have any land my first hand. I thought I was recording, but I checked my recording, so that is why we're mid-mulligan here. So I did not click the record button in time. So I don't have any Lord Skitter's Blessing or anything like that. So I guess we'll do this. Being on the draw kind of helps us out, and then oh, it doesn't help us out, but being on the draw does help us out because this okay, there's that perenniation. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say anything in this channel, but well, we're gonna have Dust Animus, so I guess we'll just go for Overlord of the Hauntwoods. We do have another Dreams of Steel and Oil, so if we can just top deck, typically all you need is 2 lands in this deck because we have Lord Skitter's Blessing, Dark Confidant. There you go. Now we just drop down Dark Confidant. Once you get one of your like 2-drop draw engines, Confidant obviously, or whatchamacallit, Lord Skitter's Blessing, now we just start drawing cards, and now it starts to get really, really easy to make up for that like mulligan, those like whatever the hells. But I'm gonna discard your whole hand here. Feels pretty gross and mean, but Absolute Virtue. Oh, that's what it is. So they go for Absolute Virtue and then give it Indestructible or whatever the hell, and then they basically just auto win, right? That's kind of the whole idea here. You know, it's a little janky for my liking. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. I respect it. I think it's more of a brawl thing. I just don't think you can play this in standard and be like even like slightly competitive. Again, it's not to rip the opponent. I commend them for playing something fun or whatever, but I would not recommend any of you to try this because you're gonna burn so many mythic wild cards, and you're gonna have an awful time trying to make it work. It's not gonna work. You're gonna lose like 90% of your matches. Like, so I'm just saying that as like a advice rather than just being like, your deck sucks, dude. So let's do this. I think this is completely fine. We'll put it on the Pixie. The Pixie has a counter on it, so like we don't get damaged by the roll. You can always give the roll to somebody else you want to. Let's see if we can top deck into maybe like a Lord Skitter's Blessing, Overlords, and ooh, they didn't even hard cast it, so let's get an extra draw from a Dark Confidant, Bob, as the boomers call it. Okay, well, I don't even think I really want to go for Shelter by Ghosts on their Overlord. It doesn't really seem necessary, honestly. I may just go for the Hopeless Nightmare if they don't play a creature that I can actually kill, because this is going to come back big and strong and scary. This is just game, right? Yeah, double Nowhere to Run. Yikes. Yeah, this is just game. Alright, cool. Nowhere to Run, number 1. Nowhere to Run, number 2. And they're going to be really tilted when I show them this Shelter by Ghosts. I guess we can kind of Optimistic Scavenger first, and then a Sheltered by Ghosts here, but yeah, just a good clean Pixie or Zod deck with a little bit of Confidant action. GG's.